Hey, thanks for coming. We're looking forward to conference play. We like to say this is the second season, with our conference tournament being third and then the postseason being fourth. But um, it's a new energy. I think it feels fresh for us. We're thankful for a home game after 9 of our first 13 being on the road. Look forward to being in the alley. If you got any questions, let me know. Thanks for being here.
Hey, Coach, how's it going? I hope the holidays went well for you.
Yeah.
Now you've been back in action for a couple of days though, post holiday break. What would you say you guys have been attacking the most during practice here the past couple of days?
Yeah, well, the first days back, I think we're conditioning. There's a lot more running sprints than they realized. Some other people were playing games, but because of the way our schedule fell, we had this gap between Michigan State and league. So we spent 2 days playing a bunch and running, getting back in shape, and then focusing a lot on our defense and rebounding. And then today, I would say we've made a shift and we're really focusing on what's next. Conference is going to kind of take over. There's not going to be as many days to work on ourselves because you're going to constantly be preparing for the next group. So uh, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and today was about us. And then we're really turning the page with what's next starting tomorrow.
Hey, Coach. With the latest AP poll that came out, Memphis is ranked 21st, which means on Thursday they will be the second team to ever visit the Ellie. The last time being 1997. So obviously there's a decade's gap. So
Yeah.
how important is it for the program and the FE community to have games like that where they are hosting ranked teams at the Ellie?
Yeah, I mean they've had a great start. Penny's done a great job with his scheduling, and they put themselves in situations both at home and on the road against high major opponents, and then to go to Maui, you're getting three good games there for sure. So because of that, the scheduling, that backcourt, how good they've been, they're clearly a top 25 team in the country. I think it's great that they're coming in here. It's good for the fans. Ellie, the last couple of years has had a real run of sellouts and a real high care factor, and we hope that our guys get the same. I know the students aren't getting back till next week, but we're hoping and praying for that whole stripe out. And we see some red, see some joy, and it's a great day. But um, uh, we're gonna have to play everybody, there. We're gonna play Memphis twice. The fact that it's here first just happens to fall now. The fact that they're ranked, it's something they've earned, and that's all the credit to them.
Coach, you said there are four portions of the season. Obviously, we're entering the second portion with conference play. What are you most excited to see from your team in this portion of the season?
Well, I'm excited to see 9 home games. I would say that that's probably something we're really looking forward to. The second thing I would say is I think that because of the way our schedule was, because of the amount of time we spent away from home, and because of the amount of close games we were in, uh, you can look at it as a positive or a negative, but I think the battle tested thing is real for us. And we've been in some close situations that have allowed our guys to mature. And, getting 10 new guys and a new staff on the same page as you go through 9 of your first 13 on the road is unique. But now we've got this fair shot where everybody's playing a certain amount at home, a certain amount away, where we can be ourselves and we can grow from the mistakes that we made and then also learn from the successes that we've had. So I just think in general, I think a lot of that's going to pay some fruit, and I'm looking forward to our guys experiencing that fruit.
Um, Defensively in this game, what's been the game plan to kind of slow down PJ Haggerty and Colby Rogers along with the rest of their pieces that have been working well for them this season?
Yeah, I think the three guards for them have been pretty special. You can get 20 points from either one of them or any of the three of them on any given night. To be frank, you probably get two of three on certain nights. And they all have different strengths. They're good at different things. You can't let Hunter make that pull-up three out of his left hand. You got to keep Haggerty off the free throw line. You've got to understand that if Rodgers hits his first or second three, that he's probably teed up for a day. And they're a group, but they're also individuals. So for us, it just comes down to breaking down each individual's strength and then us knowing what it is they do well and doing our best to take that away from them. And then as far as them as a whole, they're a little bit like us. When they're in transition, I think they're freer and they're allowed to be more themselves. And then when they're offensive rebounding, I think they go from really, really good to great, because you can't give a team as good as them second chance points. And so we're going to have to keep them off the free throw line. We're going to have to take the three away, and then we're going to have to make it difficult for Danger to catch those easy twos and the post touches.
Coach, I do want to go back to non-conference play. Seeing some of the wins and some of the losses, it appears that, like, especially during Michigan State, you were having some positives throughout the day before Michigan State made the adjustments to prevent you from having those successes. When you look back at the film of that game, what were you seeing from your team that you saw the strengths that were flourishing throughout some parts of the game and seeing the weaknesses that were being exposed according to Michigan State's game plan? And how do you adjust following that review of the film from that previous game?
Yeah, we scored over 2 points, 2.3 points of possession in transition, but we couldn't get out in transition enough. And I think that that's probably something that we're going to have to control. One of the ways we control that is actually get stops and turn people over. It's really difficult to get stops when Michigan State scored 31 points in transition. You know, our turnover percentage is so low. We take care of the ball really well. But when we turn it over, for some reason, there's this limbo in our guys where they pause, and then Michigan State, it's a layup or dunk at the other end. So I would say that our ability to control the tempo and then getting back and making sure that people are playing offense for longer than a couple seconds, is 31 points in transition. I mean, we're probably plus or minus 15 just in transition at their place. That's a huge dictator in the game. And then rebounding has been a huge thing for us. You just go back through, like you look at Jacksonville, which is top 50 rebounding team. We were plus 20 on the glass, I think, against them. When we can control that, we're a significantly better basketball team. At Michigan State, we lost the rebounding battle. I think the second media, we won the rebounding battle and took the lead in the game. We started off behind in the first media. Second media, we took the lead because we were controlling the glass. Seems like when we control tempo and glass, we've had good moments. And certainly we can shoot the three, but I don't want our season to be dictated by whether that shot goes in or not. We've got to control some of the other things so that becomes a bonus, not something we have to count on.
Obviously, you guys are playing back-to-back ranked teams. Would you prefer that, or would you prefer separation between two ranked matchups?
I don't think that matters. I think that the Memphis game comes down to television. You're going to find probably that the majority of our league is dictated by who's on TV and when, and Memphis is a ranked opponent. So we're going to be on television, and they needed a TV slot, so I think we're first with them. And the most important thing for us is that there's another 17 league games after this one, and that we can't overreact in either direction. If we win, we can't feel like we solved all the world's problems. And if we lose, we can't, let Memphis beat us twice because we got so into this game that all of a sudden Eastern Carolina and Charlotte, we don't get up for. So I would say that these two, just because of the split between the fall and conference play, really don't have anything to do with each other at all in our minds. And we're going to allow Christmas to split those things in half, and we're not going to let this Memphis game either beat us twice or dictate how we feel.
And then to follow up off that, you mentioned the improvements. We've seen a lot of Trey Carroll in the past couple of games. What would you say has been his biggest impact so far, and how does he go about building on that heading into conference play?
Yeah, I think that for us, Trey is this curveball where he's accepted his role, and there's a mismatch 5 in there that's really hard to guard. If you're guarding Trey and you plug a ball screen, he's probably going to hit a pick and pop 3. If you put 2 on the ball, he can dribble and make plays like a guard. So now he can make plays for others. If you switch, then there's this chance he could roll down and get an offensive rebound against your guard because he's a really good rebounder. So he just has a counter in small ball that is a real positive thing. And that just happens to be highlighted by the fact that he's shooting 50% from 3 this year. It just becomes a real headache for teams to have to deal with. So if you can make 50% of your threes and put the ball on the floor and you play 5 nowadays, it doesn't matter if you're 7 foot or 6'8". It's just a real benefit. So as we've gotten him away from the forward position and more into the center position, it's just been a a real joy to watch him blossom. We're not going to get that every night, but we're going to look for it when we can. And then we're going to expect some real growth in Matas the second semester also. And I've said this before, like Texas State, I believe, Jacksonville, like when both centers play right or play well, it's a separator for us. So our goal is to get both, big basketball and small basketball to happen on the same day.
And then injury-wise, heading into this matchup, anything new? And is there any developments with Jaquel or potentially Max?
Last question.
No, nothing new. And with the rest of the guys, we've been healthy as we've hit each other and tried to get better the last 4 days. So we'll taper that hitting down as we go into this game, because we've got to be fresh and not, ruin our legs trying to get better. But we're thankful that we got through the last 3 or 4 days of hitting without hurting ourselves. And now we'll get ready for Memphis and make sure our bodies are fresh, but nothing new there.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Coach.
Thanks. Have a great day.